Ready to go home?
This will be the last
Oh, I thought you were being like, why do you think I'm
Oh no.
Social media may be a tool, or it can personally ruin someone. Let's say you're walking down the street, crowded with people. You hear sirens, car engines, doors opening and closing. You hear dogs barking, kids yelling, and footsteps from the people around you. You are aware of the sounds, yet you ignore them. Your eyes are locked on something. This something is your phone. As you scroll through social media, oblivious of the outside world, you become more interested in the picture of the sunset rather than the one directly in front of you. I too am sucked into the fantasy that our generation has been raised in. In this speech, I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of social media. My first point is social media gives easy access to quick information. The pro of this is social media spreads information faster than any other media. 78.5% of the journalists from traditional media surveyed that almost all people check social media for breaking news, which this is true. I don't watch the news on TV, but I'm gonna look at Instagram or TikTok, and you usually know almost immediately after something happens with anything. Proscon.org states social media sites are one of the top news sources for 46% of Americans, compared to the 66% for television, 26% for printed newspapers, and 20% for radio. The Paris attacks in France on November 13, 2015, were among the occasions for which social media users were responsible for breaking the news before established media agencies. Since press conferences and press releases take too long to get to the public, we ended up seeing it on social media first. Donald Trump claims that Twitter's immediacy is the reason that he tweets. According to the library article, Snapchat's base of young users grew past 150 million more advertisers and began to use the platform as a way to reach the youth of America. CNN, Food Network, and even the White House began partnering with the social media platform. The cons of it being quick is that it can spread false information and unreliable information, because believe it or not, most people will believe what they see on TikTok from a random stranger. 64% of Twitter news reports coming across things not true. 16% have retweeted a tweet they didn't even know was true and later figured out that it was false. So it was spread to everybody that they knew and they had no clue that it was even not true. A study published in the journal Science found that lies spread 6 times faster than the truth on Twitter, and fake news is retweeted more than real news. My second main point. Social media ways with school. We all know that this can help us or it may not, just internet in general. The pro of this is social media sites help students do better in school. Like there's educational resources, there's teachers, there's all kinds of things. There's even TikToks of how to study, things like that. According to a study from January 2015 that appeared in the Journal of Applied Development Psychology, college freshmen should use social networking sites to create new friendships, networks, feel included in their new schools, social scenes, and lower their chances of dropping out. Which this does make sense, because let's say you're moving to a new town and there's a social media account for your school. Well, you're gonna meet people off of that because you're gonna see their information on that. And even YouTube is technically a social media, and that's how I find out a lot of things for school. I mean, to know how to do any type of math equation, how to write a certain type of essay in a certain format, you can YouTube it, and that is still a social media. A con of social media in school is that it's a really big distraction. Students who utilize social media frequently receive poorer grades. Teens say using social media during homework reduces the quality of their work. It's a big distraction, like I said, because even I will not even realize that I've scrolled on TikTok for an hour when I was supposed to be studying, because it's just there. And we also have a lot more notifications going off all the time, so we just are more likely to look at our phone and see what everybody else is doing, because we're just naturally attracted to it now, because it's kind of what we've grown up with, even though really it's not anything that we super duper care about. And most of TikToks you forget about within like seconds after watching them. So it's a very big distraction for me, at least when it comes to studying or doing anything. I literally try to hide my phone just so I won't pick it up when I'm doing homework. My third main point is social media friendships and just relationships in general. A pro is people can strengthen their friendships and relationships by using social media. 72% of all teens connect with friends via social media. They feel more connected, and it's the main messaging app. So yes, you kind of do get to talk to your friends more because it's kind of more in demand and you see more of what your friends are doing. So it kind of does give you a reason to connect with them. And honestly, people post so much that you feel like there's a reason to talk to them, because maybe you want to reply to something that they posted that's relatable. A con of friendships and relationships in any type is that stress and issues with offline relationships might be brought on by social media. A 2016 study found that overuse of social media as an adolescent may decrease success in relationships later in life, as online communication hinders the development of conflict management skills and awareness of cues and easier access to cheating. I think that it could definitely have an effect on a relationship, because like it said, it could hinder the development of conflict management skills, and there's definitely a lot easier access to just talk to anyone and hide anything, so it could definitely affect a relationship. According to the academic library again, concerns have been expressed about lack of in-person contact that exists when social media is a primary means of communication. But experts say that it provides several benefits, so there's a pro and con. My fourth main point: how social media affects careers. A pro is social media sites help employers find employees, which this is honestly true, because if you hired a friend, you might see that they have friends. Like, let's say, for example, for a boutique, you might see that they have friends. You could ask your current employer to hire on another one. It just kind of helps you with connections with other people. Social media gives opportunities to reach out. For example, according to bachelordegree.com, today, one of the most important tools in terms of career search, especially for college graduates, is social media. In order to expand their job search, graduates turn to companies for posting for openings. And they also can look closely at their employer if they see their social media, because you can see a lot of what they do from social media. And you can also see who their mutual friends are if you know any of their friends as references. A con is using social media can harm job stability and employment prospects. Job recruiters report negative reactions to profanity, references to drugs and alcohol, because especially my generation posts most of everything that they do. And some employers will not hire someone if there's a picture of them with alcohol or if there's anything of them cussing. Like a teacher, for example, sometimes they are very, very, very strict on that. My fifth main point is The pro is social media facilitates face-to-face interaction. People use social media to get to know people before personal business and other meetings. The con is people spend less time interacting face-to-face as a result of social media. A USC school study found less face-to-face time with family and texting during meals. So they did a study and they gave everybody a phone, and some had their notifications turned off and then some didn't. And the ones that viewed their text messages had more of a disturbing meal. To sum this up, there are many pros and cons to social media. In this speech, I discussed online communities according to proponents of social networking sites encourage more communication with friends and family, and provide plenty of resources and spread quick information. Social networking sites are criticized for hindering people interaction, wasting time on pointless activities, and changing children's behavior. I need to use social media with caution as my next goal and take advantage of the benefits. There are goods and bads to social media.